Alright, so this is literally the second time I'm trying to do this. First time I did it, I didn't realize I was in photo mode, which means I took a picture of myself and then talked on and blathered on for quite a bit of time and didn't actually say anything. So, a couple things I want to cover right off the start is I'm using a webcam right now, which means it could be great or it could be awful. So I'm going to kind of play around with it and see where we go with that. What this is going to actually be is kind of a experimental process of trying to figure out what's the best way for me to put out the messages that I would like to put out. So I'll be covering politics for one. I'll be covering writing for another, because I've been a writer for as long as pretty much I've been able to hold a pencil, and then a pen, and a keyboard, and then the holograph technology that I use these days. We all use that, right? Anyway, so writing and probably computer games, because I've been a computer game designer since games were first designed. Some of the titles that I worked on you may or may not know, and some of the earlier ones are a little more obscure, so unless you're actually a developer, you kind of grew up during that time or started the industry at that time, you're probably not going to know too many of those, which is okay. But we'll talk more about the process of gaming and creating games as well as playing them, because I never stop playing, so I just keep doing it from day to day, every hour. Some people would say too much. I can live with that. Okay, the other thing is about this particular webcam is it's kind of on the it's actually on the top of my computer, which makes it a little annoying to try to use, because part of the process of using it means I have to stare at the camera. This is how I normally stare when I'm actually, looking at my computer, and I'm so used to looking at my computer, it's going to take me a little while to get used to it. So those are some of the different kinds of topics that I'd like to cover, and I'll probably be covering in my time. Like I said, the politics or political science is something I cover as well. I teach communication at a college. I have a graduate degree in that, and I have graduate degrees in political science. Did my PhD work in political science, so I kind of delve into that subject as well. I kind of have a little different perspective on politics that most people do. It's not really party affiliated. It's more what I think is right and what I think is wrong, and kind of how these are the way things actually work out. And unfortunately, sometimes that takes a rational choice perspective, which doesn't always necessarily mean it's the right thing to do, but it's the more logical thing that's actually going to happen. Trying to think of what else. That's the majority of things right off the top of my head. I did mention the webcam and the problems we'll have with that. I used to write a blog practically every day. Got some serious readership for it, but then it became really hard to trace and track what was actually going on with the readers. So to this day, I don't even know how many people read it. My numbers that I still get on that are kind of astronomical, which kind of makes me think that's not really happening, because the amount of people who respond to all of my political science, all my blog posts are almost dismal. I'll get a few people here and there, and quite often they end up being the same people. It kind of makes me wonder if there's some kind of robotic response kind of going on. I'm not really sure. I bought a robotic vacuum the other day, so I'm going to ask him later on if maybe he's been responding to any of my posts, or maybe one of his friends, because that's what I keep hearing, robotic, all sorts of things, like Twitter users and all that kind of stuff. Couple other things, just kind of contact information. I'm Duane Gundrum, or at Duane Gundrum on Twitter. Facebook is Duane Gundrum. You're going to notice a trend here after a while. Email, if you want to get a hold of me, I can kind of give you that information. I'll probably have some of the contact information, at the bottom of the, where's my hand? Bottom of my screen somewhere there. that's basically it. Like I said, and so the thing with the blog is I used to blog post all the time, and so I decided I would just, probably do a video blog just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on with me and seeing if people are interested in that. If you're not, you're not. I figure no harm, no foul. I'll just keep talking until I'm the only one listening. Maybe one of my stuffed animals might respond every now and then, basically telling me to shut up and feed them. I still haven't figured out how you're supposed to feed a stuffed animal, but they keep asking, so I'm doing everything I can for that. That's about all I have to say right now. Hope it works out, and hopefully we have some fun. Thank you.